Hi everyone, this video will show how to identify which Landsat scene that you need for your area of interest. We'll start here in ArcGIS Pro. You can see that we just have a blank empty map. And to identify what path and row that we need for our Landsat image, we're going to use two different files to do that. The first one is this. This is the index for Landsat imagery, and yeah, look at that. Isn't that insane? The best thing to do is to change the symbology on it early. And so I'm going to change this. And let me get rid of my little pane there for a moment. And I'm just going to do that. And now you can kind of see through that. And we're going to be looking for an image of Yellowstone National Park. So I'm just going to kind of zoom in to that area there. Now notice what you see here. You see a bunch of overlapping squares. And the reason for the overlap is because so that there's never going to be any data missing from the imagery, so that you always have that little end lap and side lap, so that there's always like redundancies in imagery. And so let's say that we want to find out what we need for Yellowstone National Park. I'm going to go back to my catalog pane here, and I have my boundary for Yellowstone here. So I'm going to just drag that sucker over here as well, and notice that we see it there. So we can zoom in now to our park or your area of interest. And so the way that I'm doing this is basically I'm using two different data layers to determine what is needed. And notice that Yellowstone overlaps a number of different squares, but notice that you have a square here. So click in that where you identify that square. You can see how that did that. And then over here, it's saying that we're path 38, row 29, and that's the data that you're going to need in order to download your data, is that path and row. Now, going back to this for a moment, you notice that there's a bunch of squares that overlap. And let's say, oops, let me make that smaller so it stops doing that for us. If I click this one, it's giving us that. If I click this one, it's giving us that, so you're not getting full coverage. The idea is to pick a square that completely covers your park. And in this week's exercise, I didn't give anybody a park that requires you to download more than one image. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking that you have two images to download, you don't. You only have one. It essentially means that you just didn't identify the right square there. So again, I look at this and I see path and row 38 and 29. Now that I know that, I can go to Earth Explorer and I can download the data. And the next video will show you how to download data from Earth Explorer that you need to get full coverage of the national park that you were assigned.